Hello everyone, welcome back to Art Therapy with MindSoulMeditations. Before we get started, let's take a moment to take a deep breath and let it out slowly. And another one. Resilience is a crucial quality that enables you to adapt, recover, and grow in the face of adversity, stress, and challenges. It's the ability to bounce back from setbacks, learn from difficult experiences, and maintain a positive outlook despite obstacles. AI art can be an effective tool for fostering resilience. Through creative expression, individuals can process and express complex emotions, gain new perspectives on their challenges, develop a sense of agency and control, practice mindfulness and stress reduction, and build self-awareness and self-reflection skills. By engaging in art making, you can explore your inner strength, visualize your goals, and create tangible representations of your resilience. This process can reinforce positive coping mechanisms and provide a sense of accomplishment. Today's special guest is Chrissy McAdams, also known as Christine Ray. She is a self-taught creative and New Zealand expat who has a breadth of diverse life and creative experiences spanning New Zealand, England, Saudi Arabia, and South Korea. Chrissy has an inquisitive curiosity for creative and innovative technologies, art, digital media, design, and photography. She is currently passionately exploring AI generative art and filmmaking. Chrissy resides on Jeju Island, South Korea, with her husband Terry and their two cats Keanu and Puck. Let's hear from Chrissy about resilience and her artwork.
Welcome to this collection of deeply personal art, a celebration of resilience, a testament to the human spirit's unwavering strength. I utilize Midjourney for all of these generative art pieces. Sentient Connection presents Frida Kahlo, an iconic figure in art history and a figure that I strongly resonate with. She channeled her physical agony into her art, transforming her suffering into stunning, vivid canvases that spoke of her reality with honesty. This first piece incorporates the symbolic elements of a white tiger, a rare and regal creature, and Frida touching noses, a humble act of love and connection, acknowledging their connection through both strength and adversity. The lotus flower is also a symbol of resilience and rebirth. Resilience combined. I explored a second variation revealing the emergence of a more resilient tiger, the combined essence of them both. Steadfast, supportive, and protective. The magnolias in this piece represent the hardiness to extreme conditions that magnolias face, despite their stunning beauty and delicate nature. The choice of warm tones was intentional, reflecting inner calmness, a key attribute of resilient beings. Uniquely Imperfect incorporates an abstract representation of a meditative, statuesque woman. I incorporated kintsugi, the Japanese practice of repairing broken pottery with gold, silver, or platinum. With its roots in the philosophy of wabi-sabi, kintsugi finds beauty in the flawed or imperfect. It not only restores functionality, but also transforms it into something unique and more valuable than before. I opted for a high contrast palette of black and white to equally represent the shadow self, a reflection of invisible illness, and the enlightened self that grows as a result. Against All Odds reflects the simple nature landscape of a windswept tree standing strong and resilient against the brutal sea-coastal elements. I opted to incorporate oils as a medium and fauvism in an expressionistic style. The vibrant colors are in opposition to what we would expect to see in real life, but revealing the inner life force still present in testing environmental conditions. Transformative Renewal is probably my most personal piece, a combination of stained glass and kintsugi. The fractured woman reflects physical pain, one wing is pale white, a sign of ill health in the darkness. As she embraces her reality, aware of time slipping away, she allows golden light and healing colors to fill her being. Purple bringing peace of mind, transformation, creativity, balance and enlightenment, and blue, calmness, tranquility, and relief from pain. The swallowtail butterfly on her back is symbolic of supporting her as she evolves with quiet determination, resilience, hope, and positivity. I remind myself that resilience is not about the absence of pain or suffering, but perhaps a more stoic outlook that embraces the authentic human experience. Resilience is an ability to navigate through life's ebbs and flows with integrity, grace, and quiet determination. Thank you for joining me.
So before we begin our artwork today, I'd like to do a brief visualization about resilience. So I'd like you to take a deep breath, close your eyes, and imagine yourself as a young tree. Your roots are extending deep into rich, dark earth. Your foundation is stronger than you know. Feel how your roots have grown through rocky soil, around obstacles, always finding their way to water and to life. With each breath, feel your trunk expand and strengthen. Notice the rings within, each one telling a story of storms weathered, of droughts survived, of season where you kept growing even when growth felt impossible. Every challenge you faced has become part of your strength. Feel a gentle wind begin to blow. Your branches sway, flexible, dancing. This is the wisdom your experiences have taught you. Not to fight against life's winds, but to move with them, to bend and not break. Notice how your leaves catch the sunlight, turning challenge into nourishment. Even after seasons of shedding, of standing bare against winter skies, you've always known spring would return. You've always held this wisdom in your bones. Now feel the presence of a whole forest around you. Other trees, all standing in their own strength, roots intertwined beneath the soil in an ancient network of support. You are not alone in your resilience, and you never were. Rain begins to fall. Let it wash over you, refreshing, renewing. Each drop reminds you, you are durable, you are adaptable, you are persistent, you know how to rise. Take a deep breath in and feel your strength. Exhale, trusting your ability to endure. You've weathered every storm so far, and you will weather what comes next. You are resilient, and you always have been. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to work on fostering resilience through art. So some of the important things that we want to keep in mind when doing art for resilience is that we really want to demonstrate our strengths, our ability to overcome, our ability to cope with challenges and be adaptable, that we can problem solve and demonstrate personal growth. Today we're also going to look at how to use multiple numerical style references together to create new looks. So I have a prompt for today, and I'm going to allow Midjourney to use its ability to depict abstract concepts in the development of the prompt, but I am going to put in some specific subjects as well. So our prompt for today is to depict the concept of resilience in an unexpected way, overcoming adversity and showcasing flexibility, strength in high definition, colorful, and vivid. I didn't actually write in high definition, so I'm just going to add that, although I don't think it really matters if we have these little filler words. It'll run the prompt just fine. So I'm going to run this just normally to begin with, so we can take a look at that and we can see what the base looks like without any styling added. So our initial prompt has come back, and we do see some amount of resilience within these images. In particular, we see a couple of plants growing in unlikely places and a powerful fist full of colorful powder exploding from the hand. And those are great images. But what I want to do is take it a little bit further. And I'm not going to focus too heavily right now on expanding the prompt. What I'd rather do is look at a couple of style references, and then we're going to see the base of how those style references appear, and then we're going to look at how to blend multiple style references together. So I'm going to rerun this with a couple of different style references. So my 3 prompts are running now. I haven't really done anything to modify the prompt. I'm just wanting to see how they look with the different style references and see if I'd like to blend these 3. So our 3 style references are now complete, and let's take a look and see what we have. So our first one came back, and it's a very, very colorful prompt with a lot of layering of colors. And layering is actually one way that when you're doing abstract art pertaining to resilience is an excellent choice. By using multiple overlapping elements or textures to create depth, you can symbolize the accumulation of experience and your strength over time. So what I like in these images here, I do like the person who's hiking at the top of a mountain. I love the flower coming through the crack. I think that's a great picture because it's just so surreal, but that flower is so vivid and bright. And I also really like the rope, because the rope is definitely a symbol of strength. I think I would probably remove the chain that's within it. So let's take a little bit of a closer look here. The woman in the top right, not so fond of that one. And like I said, with the rope, I like the painted rope, but I would remove the chain. So let's take a look at the next one. So here we have a little bit of concepts of like walking on a bridge, a tree growing in a very precarious place, but look at it thrive. That's definitely a fantastic symbol of resilience. And we have sort of the same idea with the bird at the end of a very precarious place, but with the bird we've got flight, so that can be very symbolic in itself. You know, here you are in a very precarious situation, but you can just take flight and have a journey and reach new heights. So these are all great. I do like the use of colors. Again, it's similar to the other one, but in more muted pastel colors. But I do think the imagery is impacted somewhat. And I think that's something to keep in mind. So we're going to take a look at the last one here. Last one here, again, we've got these pinks and purples. It's a little bit more cartoony, but I do like the watercolor and the layering and the marbling look to it. So what I'd like to do is actually take all 3 of these styles, and we're going to look at how to combine them. And then once we find what we're looking for, we can then modify it and evolve the prompt a bit more. So I'm going to take these additional style references. We've got this one here. I'm going to re-roll it again. I can start fresh if I want. When I'm putting in the additional style references, I don't do the --sref again. I accidentally copied that, but the only thing I need is the numerical value. So I just --sref, numerical value 1, space, numerical value 2, space, numerical value 3, and so on and so forth. I'm not sure how many you can put in, but I have seen people using 5, so we definitely know that we can use up to 5. So now this is going to combine the last 2 styles, and I'm going to go and grab the style reference from the first one. And again, I just need the number. And when this one is done, I'm going to add the 3rd numerical value in so that we can test it again. So we have a little bit, I think there's more weight on the one style than the other, but let's put the 3rd one in and take a look. So while that's running, so we can take a look here and we can sort of compare a little bit. And then we've got this one here with sort of the precarious scenes. I think it's a pretty good blending. I think the images are kind of interesting as well. We have a lot of this imagery of somebody trying to cross a gap or bridge a distance, but ropes attached to them to keep them safe. I like the texturing. I like the different colors. It's a really interesting image. Let's see what we get with all three together. So we have more of these images with the trees in precarious locations, growing despite being in such a difficult spot. They could fall at any time, but there they are thriving. I like the one in the top right as well with the journey. But I think I'm ready at this point. I do actually like how this came out. I really find the one in the bottom right fun because it has a background that almost seems realistic. But all of these colors, well, actually the whole picture sort of has this realism to it, but the colors give it a sort of surreal element to it. So I think I'm going to work with these for now. I could remove one of the styles if I wanted to try something a little different. So for example, I could take out maybe the watercolor one that's a little more cartoony. Why don't we try that? We'll take out this reference here. We'll try one more. So taking this one out, we'll try it again and see what results we get. So our prompt with just the two styles has come back, and honestly, I think I like this one a whole lot better. I think this might be my favorite. You might choose differently. You might choose different style references and want to blend those. But let's take a look at these. I do like the imagery of being up on top of a mountain like you've conquered something. The images do seem to be men though, and I would prefer to have a female figure. So I'm going to make a few changes. I also like this moon or sun or whatever is going on here. So I think I might incorporate that as well. So I'm going to modify the prompt. So I want to leave the first part, depict the concept of resilience in an unexpected way. So I'm going to add to my prompt here, woman reaching for the moon. So some other symbolism that you might want to go with is anything showing flexibility and flowing in curved lines or shapes that bend without breaking, showing adaptability or the ability to withstand pressure. You can also create imagery that depicts balance through an asymmetrical composition and maintain sort of an overall harmony and represent the ability to stay centered amidst chaos. I might actually try adding to my image the Inukshuk. If you're not familiar with an Inukshuk, it's an Inuit symbol where stones are stacked together and was used to show the way to other travelers, or to say, hey, I was here and this is the direction that I've gone, so you can find me. So I'm talking here in terms of photography by using frame. You can also say canvas. So I have a woman reaching for the moon with an Inukshuk in the left of the frame. So we'll give that a try. Hopefully it understands Inukshuk. So we'll take a look here at the moon images. I think these are all pretty fun. I'm definitely happier that I have a female in the frame now. I'm not quite sure which I like best. They're all really fun and vibrant. So here I have some of the Inukshuk results. We'll take a look at those. So these are all pretty fantastic. They've got that same vibrancy in the color. I think I'm probably going to select one of these as my final image. I think I like the one in the bottom right the best. And I think I'm going to upscale that one. So here's my final results for what I'm going to go with for my image of resilience. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson on how to blend different style references, and we'll be able to incorporate this further in other exercises as we move forward. I hope you enjoyed this creative session to translate our struggles into something beautiful and meaningful. Now we get to keep these wild, wonderful artworks as permanent reminders of our ability to weather any storm.
Hanging them up in our homes is like having a visual cheerleading squad, constantly hyping us up and giving us the courage to tackle whatever comes our way. So the next time you're feeling frazzled, unfurled, or just plain over it, don't be afraid to fire up those AI art tools and get your resilience on. Who knows, you might even stumble upon your inner Frida Kahlo in the process. And hey, if nothing else, you'll end up with some killer new home decor.
Today's affirmation is, I have the strength to bounce back from adversity.
Thank you for joining me for another day of art therapy. I hope you enjoyed the session, and I hope you had a chance to create some really amazing art. Make sure to join me again tomorrow, and I really look forward to seeing you there.